What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, the sermonsdomain.com. Rick Ross is back. I'll be the first to say this. My opinion on Rick Ross's 2014 was disappointing. He put out two albums, Mastermind and Hood Billionaire, and I just wasn't impressed with either of the albums. I just wanted to see more from him, I guess. I feel like he rushed the second album, definitely, and he definitely just could have took his time, and instead of putting two albums out, you could have combined what you had, to one album, I guess. So going into his latest project, Black Dollar, which is his new mixtape, I wasn't sure what to expect. In terms of mixtapes, he's had a great history with them, a great discography when it comes to those, and I gotta say I'm impressed. Black Dollar is a really impressive project. Ross sounds hungry again. He sounds hungry again, and I think that his ear for beats has never been in question. But some of the beats on his last two albums were kind of like they were just there. But here the beats, they are incredible. They sound more alive. They fit into Rick Ross. What he's trying to do, and it's not like rehashing of trap beats over and over again. This is more it's more soulful. It's just more incredible. That's the word I gotta use, incredible. Knights of the Teflar and Beautiful Eye are two of my favorites that stand out. Money Dance is also nice. Of course, Foreclosures and Icon, because they're Justice League produced. And anytime you have Justice League and Rick Ross together, you're gonna get a winning combination. Um, but yeah, the beats are amazing, and I like that Take Advantage is it's the record with Future, and it doesn't sound like a Future record. A few guest features from Future this year kind of sound like he's just like throwing artists his own leftovers, like Jump Out the Face. Good song, but it sounds more like a Future record, something he would have kept for himself. But Take Advantage sounds like something Rick Ross did and then sent to Future. It's like, I want you on this, and yeah, I like that. I think the guest makes sense. He doesn't reach for any guest feature that doesn't need to be there. There's the MMG ones, the Wale, Meek Mill. I gotta say, Whole Slab. I'm not too familiar with his music. I've seen him on Rick Ross features in the past, but aside from that, his guest feature impressed me. He's on Turn Your Back with Gucci Mane and Meek Mill. Um, I gotta say that his boasting, Rick Ross is boasting. He has that larger than life personality. It's top notch on Black Dollar. For example, Bill Gates and Bel Air. Bel Air is probably one of my favorites, one of my standouts. I have to listen to the project several times because Bel Air kind of captures, Ross's personality. A lot of the stuff that made his earlier work great is captured on Bel Air, I feel. Um, I like the fact that Rick Ross is kind of a random person. He like the concept of just doing Bel Air and then throwing in a couple Bel Air references and Poetic Justice, all these different movie references, and he does a lot of pop culture references throughout the mixtape. I gotta say that it was interesting that he fired off a couple subliminals at 50 Cent on Icon. Um, kind of citing that their beef will never be over until his death or whatever. Not 50's death, but Rick Ross's death. It shows like how serious Ross is about it. Also, there's another series of subliminals that Freeway Ricky Ross on a record, and I know I'm gonna get the name wrong. It's Gigi Liberance, something like that. I hate that because I hate when Rick Ross does like brands that you're like, okay, how do you pronounce that? I had to look it up, and I still probably messed it up. Anyways, he threw some very heavy subliminals at Freeway Ricky Ross, and that was one of the highlights to me because I don't know, I like when Rick Ross gets a little technical like that. It wasn't just like a, a F freeway Ricky Ross. No, it was like more technical. He didn't necessarily say his name until like the middle of it, but you know, all of it kind of fits together. Calling him a snitch and stuff. It was interesting to me. But overall, I feel like Black Dollar is a really extraordinary tape. It adds to Rick Ross's discography, and my only fear is that this project will overshadow his next album, kind of like how Rich Forever did for God Forgives I Don't. Um, this tape is so good that I feel like Ross is gonna have a hard time coming up with another album that will surpass this or rival it. Not to say that it can't be done, but Rick Ross will definitely have to work hard on his next album. And those are my thoughts on Black Dollar. I would love to hear yours. Let me know in the comment section what you think about the mixtape. Is it up to par with, past Rick Ross projects? Were you disappointed in it? Who was your favorite guest feature? Whatever you're feeling, let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Follow me on Twitter at Sermons Domain. And most importantly, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Go download Black Dollar now. Peace.